All right, now let's see if I can get this. I got it back okay?
You're not just the main slide. Your next slide is on there too.
Huh?
You're showing the main slide and the next slide.
No, I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it looks like it's presentation mode again.
Yeah.
Back out. Top left.
Sometimes I think it's a wonder we get anything done.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
That's good.
Oh, all right.
Did you remember to check the share audio box?
Yeah. All right. Okay, we're going to get going here. Welcome everyone to our April state call. Let's get started. I'm glad that everyone could join us this evening. Let's get started. Our national vision statement, which is the same as our state vision statement, and that's to build a strong, engaged army of self-governing activists. Our Indiana mission statement, to restore self-governance by recruiting, training, and deploying citizen activists to engage in all levels of government. These are our mission objectives that we have set forth for 2021. And I think we're going to have some good information for you on many of these objectives. We're moving right along, and I think we're going to easily achieve all of these objectives this year. So I won't go through each one of them, but we'll be touching on those throughout the call this evening. So Patriot Pin, let's get to first off. We got a couple Patriot Pins we want to present tonight. I love presenting Patriot Pins. I love recognizing people for going above and beyond, for being exhibiting a very positive attitude, being team players. And so it's always great to be able to give some special recognition to certain individuals. And we have two Patriot Pins that we want to present tonight. Yeah. And those Patriot Pins go to Leanna and Jill for their, and I'm going to have some more on them later on in the presentation. They both conducted meetings, meet and greet type meetings this month, did fantastic job. Leanna, you on? I know you're on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Huh? Tell us about your meeting.
Yeah, I just did I had a couple of my Lafayette people asking when we were going to meet. So I kind of stole the intro to COS presentation that Jonathan Biad has shared in a couple meetings, and then modified a couple parts at the end to talk more about like what past states are doing, because we're not really, we've already passed the resolution here. So what are we trying to do? So yes, I mainly started off just again talking about here's why convention of states is great. We can talk about the problem all day, but here's our solution. And I know people were applauding halfway through, so that was a good sign. And but yeah, near the end, I talked a bit about some of the House bills that we were sponsoring. So including, House Bill 1123, and I hear that one became a law, so woohoo.
Okay.
But then and then after, and then just time for questions and answers afterwards. And Larry, my RC Larry Hudson was there. George Ward was there too, and Jerry Rowe was there. So I had a good group of other people who were smarter than me if I got asked questions I didn't know. And yeah, and then there was just a good amount of discussion amongst the people afterwards. I guess the other thing I mentioned in there too was there's just through Patriot Academy, they have a class on the Constitution, and I'm technically a coach for that, so I can teach it. And so I was kind of promoting that and going, by the way, people, there's also this if you want to learn more about the U.S. Constitution.
Good.
So,
and how many did you have attend?
I think 30 to 40 head count wise. And then, yeah, I got a couple petitions out of it, but I have people actually, and then the coolest part, I needed to double check with this person though, because I haven't talked with her since, but I had mentioned that I was the district captain of 25, which is not in the Lafayette area, but I'm right next to it. And so someone's like, well, who's the district captain here? I'm like, well, we don't have one. She's like, well, I volunteer. So I need to hit up on her and make sure that she actually followed through with that. But yeah. I may have picked up a district captain for a neighboring district, which would be great because it's like I have no one around here except me.
that would be so, great. Yeah, well,
so
I'll tell you, the turnout that you had is I don't think in the town hall meetings that I've ever conducted, I don't think I've had that many people attend. Yeah. So you really got off to a good start there, Leanna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And thank whoever put together that presentation for me. It helped a lot.
All right, Jill Jones.
Hi, good evening.
Tell us about your meet and greet, Jill.
Yes, sir. Well, we met a few weeks ago at the Greenfield Library, and it was my first, and it was just really the goal was to meet some new supporters. And so I used the email blast, and it didn't work like I wanted it to, but that's okay. It was my first go at it. And so I was able to we had about 5 folks there, and Dale, you were one of those, and I appreciate you being there again for me. It was great to meet you in person. And otherwise we had 3 COS volunteers, and then I had one new lady that was there. She was there on an invite. She's a friend of mine, and then one supporter was there. So what I was encouraged about by our meeting, it was just a small, intimate group, but the encouraging part of that, and to just share with our CS folks, is that with the one new invite that I had there, I just asked that if they would take petitions with them, and then our next meeting, if they came back, I had a challenge for them. I was going to give them one of our pocket principles, or to give them something as a reward. But Joy, she's my recruiter right now, because I got 4 petitions out of that one new face that came that day. So that's encouraging. And so numbers, to me, I wasn't about the numbers. It was just kind of starting to establish some relationships.
Yep, that's good. That's good. Yep, you made a good start, and it'll grow. It'll grow. You keep at it. Well, Leanna and Jill, like I always say, as soon as my Social Security check comes in, I'll mail these pins to you. So be looking for those here in the near future.
Thank you, Dale.
So I want to thank you both for doing an outstanding job. And for those of you, the new district captains on the call this evening, here's 2 new district captains that have set the standard for you. So thank you very much, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda, wanted to just mention the virtual COS roundtable meetings. We're still working on a plan of attack on these. So I just want to mention that we're still working on perhaps a new format here, and we'll be giving you more information on this as time goes on. So I just want to mention that we're still working on the roundtable meeting format. Let's get into some tracking reports. Our districts per region breakdown. We're up to, according to my count, we're up to 35 actual district captains. That's veteran district captains as well as trainees that are in place. So, and I think there's a few more. Believe me, folks, it's pretty hard staying on top of these numbers, quite honestly, because we have so many coming in. So, but I think our target for 2021 is to get to 40 district captains. We just very well on the May state call, we may break that because we've got some others in process here that I don't think I've reflected on here as yet. So we're moving right along. We're moving along here, getting district captains in place. Grassroots growth for this month, we had a total of 1,036. Let me get that pointer here, and you see right here, 1,036 is the number that we achieved for the month of April. That brings us to 57,000 total supporters for the state of Indiana. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, we want to get to 70,000. We're gonna have to pick up the pace here a bit. Doing 1,000 a month is not going to get us to the 70,000. We got to generate over 1,000 a month here for a few months to get to the 70,000 number that we want to get to. But I think from what I'm beginning to see and from what I'm hearing from some of you, that there are communities that are going to start up their festivals and their county fairs and so forth. And of course, hopefully more of you will be doing meet and greets like Leanna and Jill have done. So those are the opportunities we need to get people to sign up. So those will help generate the numbers that we need to generate here. Just want to mention here, Region 6 led the way for the month with 168 new supporters coming in. Thomas, I think that's your region, isn't it? Yeah. So Region 6 led the way. Okay. Any questions on those reports or anything? Anybody have any questions, comments? Okay. Wanted to mention our COS Indiana Live broadcast coming right along. This is every Monday evening, 7 p.m. We're going to be making some changes to this broadcast. You'll be hearing more about this as time goes on. But one of the changes coming up is that we're going to be introducing the COS education segment, and our Richard Loken is going to be doing that segment. So we're going to be incorporating that into the broadcast. Of course, we still have Debbie Stewart. Debbie's now she'll be finishing up constitutional literacy as well as now doing a civics segment. And of course, we got John Ackerman with John's Journal, and we got Paul Phillips that does the Free to Be Free moment. So those are all contributors to the broadcast. So we're coming along very well. Got Paul coming up on my next broadcast this coming Monday. Then Debbie Stewart, then Gary Ridenour and Diane Jones will be guests to wrap up the month of May. So coming right along on the broadcast, and we're going to be making some changes to this. You're going to be seeing some changes made to the broadcast. I want to mention a new project that we're starting up. We're going to be meeting on this tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, and it's a data cleanup project. And one of our new SIAs, Richard Cutting, is going to be leading this project. along with Tim Heidenreich and Jerry Rowe. And we're this committee, and we may get more and ask for more people to be involved in this. But the purpose of this is to clean up our data, our Citizen Builder records, our dashboard. We have a number of, hello? Did someone want to say something? We've looked at a few districts, and we are finding that we've got duplicates. We have many supporters that are missing the additional 4-digit zip codes. That's probably the biggest error that we see. But like I said, duplicates, addresses, information all in caps. So there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up on our data. Now, I want to emphasize the importance of this, and the importance is, this is a tool that we can use with our legislators, and that is presenting them a list of our supporters in their respective district. So if we do that, and when we utilize that tool that we have available to us, we obviously want that data to be correct. So that's the main purpose for initiating this project. So you'll be hearing more about this. We'll get Richard to come on in future meetings and give us an update on this. Okay. All right. I wanted to, Jonathan was going to join us tonight, but he said he would be late in getting here to us. So I don't see him on here so far. So hopefully he'll show up in a while. So we'll come back and have him say a few words when he is able to join us. So let's get going. Ken, our comms team.
We're here. How are you?
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Can hear you. Yes, we can.
Yeah, that's good. Always good to be heard. So we have a number of things going on in the comms team area this month. First thing up is our media liaison. We have finally, after I don't know how many years we've been trying to get somebody to take on this important role, but we have Michael Walker, who I know is on tonight, and we're going to ask him to come on and tell us a little bit about how he got involved. And I have to tell you, we're looking forward to his first article. He came on as a content writer and has already put out an article, which we've had to split in half, put part A in this upcoming newsletter and part B in the second one. Mike's a go-getter, and I think he's going to do a great job. He's got a lot of background and experience that will help us as we try and expand our coverage into the media area of radio and TV, as far as our PA announcements and our PS announcements, and also getting interviews for our district captains and others to get the word out on the radio. So Michael, if you're on, if you'll go ahead and just introduce yourself a little bit, tell us a little bit about how you got involved and how you're ready to grab the reins and take this thing apart.
Well, I got involved because I just can't not be involved anymore. I've had enough. I know a lot of Americans feel the same. So I can't not be involved. That's why I'm here.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Your vocal intro's not nearly as long as your content writing article there.
I'm a man of few words.
There you go. Well, you're a man of good words on your article. I'm looking forward to that coming out, and I'm sure everybody else once they get the newsletter will be impressed with
yeah, part 2 might have a part 3. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. We have lots of content coming. Lots of content coming. So
Well, welcome
I've got
aboard.
other ideas besides that I'm also working on while I'm juggling a couple other personal projects. But yeah.
well, Mike, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about some of your experience that I think will help people understand how this is going to help us cover this media liaison position. I know you've got lots of background with Purdue and other experiences.
Yeah, I got to work camera, audio, replay, graphics, field producer for Big Ten in conjunction with ESPN for Purdue Sports for 3 semesters, which was great. I only needed 2, but hey, it was fun. And I got the BA in film just to be a better writer for the industry. I've met and talked with a number of huge stars. Last one was Jenna Coleman from Doctor Who. No, John Rhys Davies, actually, from the dwarf from the Lord of the Rings series, and others. But I've been studying the craft for years. I've always wanted to write for the industry. And now I've got a 120-page script based on anti-bullying that is that I conceived from social problems class at my first college. It was the end product of the semester project that I did. It was, this is what bullying is, this is what bullying does, and this is what we can do about it. And as far as COS and education is concerned, I'd like to talk to somebody about the program I created to see if that would be the kind of thing that they'd be interested in helping make happen. That's the whole idea behind the film anyway. Get the idea for the concept out there and get people talking about it. Because 4,600 kids a year take their own lives just because of bullying at school. And we're talking kids. And for every kid that does it, 100 kids try. So that's 460,000 broken kids that grow up to be broken adults, and nobody has their backs. This program, I think, can help prove that the kids can have each other's backs. I think that's what it can ultimately do.
Sounds great.
Right.
Sounds
I
great.
can give you the breakdown in less than 2 minutes if you want to hear it.
Well, I'll leave that up to Dale. I'm not sure what the time frame says.
No, we need to move on. We got
Move
some
on,
other
yeah.
stuff. Appreciate it though. Thank
All
you,
right.
Mike.
You'll hear more from Michael, I'm sure, going forward, but that just gives you an idea of what potential I think Mike has to fill in this
All
media
right.
liaison role.
Welcome aboard, Michael. Welcome aboard.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
All right.
The remainder of what we have on the
healing, so I
comms
can
team.
actually get out there and do it.
Yeah, there you go. The remainder of what we have for the comms team going forward is we also have coming up our team calendar now is moved over to a new channel on Slack. This is a read-only calendar, so when you go in there, you can actually click on it and see what's going up on that particular channel. RCEs and DCs and people can also schedule their own events coming forward by simply going to the website and or going to the calendar and basically clicking on it, and you'll be able to enter your event information on it. So we're looking forward to opening this up to everybody. I know Rick and Susan are excited about having it. It's going to help them. Rick as an event coordinator, it's going to help him keep track of everything going on. So the calendar is moving forward, and that's where you can find it on the Slack channel. You can also get your own subscription to this. It's a free subscription. It just helps you if you want to add notifications to your particular area. You can work it so that you can be notified anytime there's something happening in your particular calendar. So going forward on that, if you need help on that, we've got plenty of things, links we can send out to help you get that set up. But it's free to go ahead and get your own subscription to this and basically be able to follow the calendar on our Slack channel now as well. So that's the team up calendar aspect, and we're excited to see that finally pull everything together. We think it's going to be a good spot to keep everybody informed.
Okay.
The other parts we have going forward, as far as that's concerned, our state newsletter, Susan continues to do a great job. And now that we are going to be having our meeting, I'll put a plug in for the meeting this coming Monday, right after Dale's brand new Indiana Live segment. So be sure and tune in and check out Dale's news segment. But then right after that, we're going to have a short comms team meeting where we're going to basically lay out the plans going forward. We have at this point 3 pretty active content writers, which are going to be contributing to the newsletter. And we are also, our newsletter has been recognized. National has seen what we've been doing. And we're actually, Garrett actually got a hold of me and wanted to know if we could participate in his comms team or his comms sales call, his comms meeting coming up in May, May 19th. He'll be having me on as a special guest to go over how we put our newsletter together and how we have basically designed it. People have been asking other states who don't have a newsletter right now. So they really like what we've been doing, and it's nice to be recognized that we have one that's standing out amongst the nation. So we're really proud of the newsletters coming along. So keep up the good work, everybody, as far as contributing and helping to get this out. But the newsletter, and Susan does a great job of design and putting it all together. So I think it's going to be fun going forward. So that's moving forward on the newsletter.
We got that blank space in the middle of this slide is a new Marengo Mike's Corner. And I'm hoping that I can.
Welcome to another Marengo Mike's Corner. You know, we hear a lot about woke these days. The word originally was a reference to being awakened to social problems and can be traced back to the 1940s to its earliest usage. Today, it's being used by many different movements and for their own purposes. I really don't care if you use the word to describe what we are seeing here at Convention of States or not. The latest numbers tell the story all by themselves. As of this month, COS has 5,059,981 supporters, 1,956,106 petition signers, 173,450 volunteers, and 2,023 district captains, 15 past states, 22 pre-filed states, 7 states passed in committee, and 1 in chamber. The surge in interest and support has exploded over the past year because the American people have been poked straight in the eye, and they don't like what they're seeing. Poked to woke. However you say it, Americans are seeing Convention of States as the solution to actively say enough is enough. The key word there is actively. If you haven't already, join us today not only as a supporter, but kick it up a notch and become a volunteer. Be a part of history. And that's it from Marengo Mike. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know who does that Marengo Mike stuff, but he's doing a pretty good job for us, you know?
Well, he jumped on tonight to make sure that you got it and played it right tonight, Dale. So he heard you had trouble in the past getting him to play. So he's checking it out. I hope that
came out okay.
It did. It did on my end. I think it did everybody else.
There
we go.
Had a little bit more to go there. All right. All right, Ken. Good, guys. I'm glad to see that we're getting the recognition on this newsletter because it is really a nice newsletter. We're doing Susan and Ken and everybody doing a very, very good job on that. So, and
I think that's all I have, Dale. Unless you had something else on the chart for me.
Well, I wanted you to mention the public service announcements real quick.
PSAs. Yeah, and I didn't see. Is Gary Ridenour on tonight? I didn't see Gary.
I didn't see him. I don't see him on. No.
Okay. Well, our public service announcements. Again, we're still chugging away trying to get this off the ground. I know that WOWO is still working on getting it on and running. We're still looking at getting them additional material. Gary, I was hoping he'd be able to tell us a little bit more detail about what they're doing, but he's doing some great things there too. He's got a connection with the local radio station up there that was was really interested in what we had to do as far as Convention of States was concerned, and they're ready to get this up and running. So we have another radio station that's ready to roll with it, and I'll wait till we get Gary on, maybe on our next call or something, to give us more details. We're waiting for the thumbs up that everything is clear and ready to go. But it sounds to me like we've got a great another great supporter that's looking to plug Convention of States. So I think
good
PSAs
deal.
are going to go well.
Good deal.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Thanks,
Dale.
Well, let's bring this young man on and give us a quick legislative update. Paul?
Yeah, with emphasis on the word quick. So as Leanna pointed out, we were very excited that we got some legislation passed. I think you got that listed on the next slide, Dale. The House Bill 1123 was the last one, which fortunately the governor vetoed. So that gave us another opportunity to do a call to action for overriding the veto. And we had 1,400 messages sent to senators and representatives encouraging them to override the veto. And that was 1,400 opportunities to mention Convention of States, because the message we put together identified the sender as both a constituent and a supporter of Convention of States. So it's, I think, become a great vehicle for keeping our name out there in front of the legislators. I'm also very excited that we're putting that list of people who responded. It was about 700 people who sent messages to both their senator and House member. Melba and Larry are harvesting that list. I sent that to them, and they're going through the list looking for people to call to invite them to become volunteers for Convention of States. So we hope to get some more fruit out of the call to action with that. That's really it. As most of you know, 1384, the Civics Education Bill was passed. And then 1369, which was basically constitutional carry, was killed in committee. But that's one we may look at for next session to support. So session is over for the year. And as a legislative liaison, I think it's within my power to declare this our most successful legislative session since we passed our resolution in 2016. So in the last 5 years, I think we've come a long way, and this was a big victory year for us.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Paul.
Sure.
Well, let's bring up this young man. As you all know, this picture was just taken last week of George. So just thought I would go ahead and mention that to him.
Yeah, I think it was more like 25 years ago.
Well, once again, it's hard staying on top of all these names, quite honestly. But these on the left, we got new district captains with about 5 more in process that I don't even have listed here. But I believe these are all recent new district captains. And of course, on the other side, we've got volunteers. We've got a whole host of volunteers. They just keep coming in. Now these are people that have applied to be a volunteer. So, and as you can see, we've got some social media warriors. We've got people interested in Veterans Coalition, some people interested in grassroots work. So another SIA. So George, you got anything you want to mention on these?
Yeah, I guess a couple items. I want to mention before I forget. It's terrible. Like, the meeting closed and said, I forgot. So I'm going to mention it now. Christina McMurray, she works at 2 radio stations, and I want to pass her on to you, Ken, also. She has talked to her boss about COS people coming on for interviews or things of that sort. She says that her boss is conservative, but she's concerned about having to do equal time. I said, well, we've had Dale's been on WOWO up here and things of that sort. But I kind of passed her on over to you, Ken. But Christina McMurray, she's a new district captain in 65. And we have lost one of our Veterans Coalition directors, but we still have Aaron Milliner is a Veterans Coalition director now, and we have a couple others that will be coming up that you can see over there on the other side. On the side that says other.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than that, we have a couple ideas that we're batting around for other coalitions. If anybody has any advice or suggestions on how we can kind of grow the Young Americans for COS coalition, we're wide open for that. It's kind of hard, getting hold of young people, can't really go to the schools, things of that sort. So it's gotta try to get a hold of them, outside of school or whatever. But it's been a lot going on. Everybody's busy. And I love seeing how this organization here in Indiana is growing. We get a lot of very talented people. Everybody's got their little niche, and they're finding it and just running away with it. And I love it. This is great. So much better than what it was in 2013. I'm done. My internet's unstable. So.
Yeah, your internet's breaking up some. I see some of these new district captains are on here tonight. Susan Perry, where are you?
Hello. The last name is Peary, not Perry, just to get it straight.
Excuse me?
I am near Richmond, Indiana. I'm working with Tom Schultz.
Okay,
yeah, it's 2 E's, 1 R.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to locate you on the monitor here, and I can't find you. Oh, there you are. There you are. You're in the Richmond area, Susan?
Correct.
Okay. Well, welcome aboard. Glad you could join us tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I thought I saw Cheryl Schottmeyer. Now, Cheryl's not on this list, but she was on the list of new district captains for March. So, Cheryl, you want to introduce yourself? You're muted right now.
Well, I guess I better unmute then.
There you go.
Yeah, I live in Bowling Green, and I'm about halfway between Terre Haute and Bloomington. And it looks like I've got a pretty good size area to cover because of all the rural communities. So I've got my work cut out for me.
Okay. Well, good. Well, glad you could join us. Glad you could
If
join
people want to come, they will drive that distance.
Okay, thanks, Leanna. Okay, I saw another one on here, and now this Cindy's iPhone. Is this Cynthia?
Yes, it's me. I recently joined, and I'm in District 12, which I know I've probably got my work cut out for me because I'm up in Lake County. I'm in Munster, but it's pretty democratic up here, but I'm ready to do what I need to do.
All right, Cynthia, thank you. And Cynthia, now, am I correct? You're a pediatrician, right?
Yes, 30 years pediatrician. I've worked in urban communities, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and in Gary the past 15 years. So there's not much that I haven't seen. So that's why I'm ready to really get going and be a part of this organization, because it's desperately needed right now.
Well, glad to have you. Do you go by Cindy or Cynthia?
Cindy.
Cindy, okay. Well, Cindy, glad to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
All right. Well, George, I just wanted to put up the training report. Again, we won't go into detail on this, but just to give you an idea that it's getting bigger and bigger because we got more and more, we have more and more district captains going through training, looking for mentors, and Gary will be addressing that pretty soon here. Gary, before I bring you on, I see Jonathan's with us tonight. He's joined us. Jonathan, you want to unmute yourself and say a few words?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And I was about to sit back down, except that my buddy O'Malley has taken my chair here. And here we go. Good evening, everybody. Good to be with you again. Sorry that I'm a little late this evening. I'm on baby duty this week because my wife is away. So do apologize for my tardiness, but I'm always glad to be with COS Indiana. So just to give a bit of an update on where we're at nationally, last week in particular, we had a really, really good week. On Tuesday, the South Carolina team had a hearing in the House, and they passed out of the House on a vote of 14-8. So we were successfully able to move our resolution now to the floor for a vote in South Carolina. We're awaiting that. And South Carolina also previously passed through the Senate committee as well. So we're waiting for a floor vote in the Senate, which means South Carolina and Wisconsin are now both kind of tied for the next state, right? For the Sweet 16 spot, as I call it. It'll be fun to see which one actually does make it to 16 and which one will be 17. Yeah. In addition to that, last Tuesday night, Oklahoma passed the United States Senator Dr. Tom Coburn resolution of 2021, which means that Oklahoma has now removed the sunset clause from their resolution. So Oklahoma no longer has to worry about the possibility of there being a sunset on their resolution if a convention isn't called in time. There are only now 2 states that I'm aware of that have a sunset that's still on their books, and that's Missouri and Texas. Now, Texas is waiting until their next legislative session strategically before they can, before they're choosing to go after that and remove it. And Missouri, I just found out earlier this evening, they're expecting some votes coming within the next couple of days and on the Senate floor. And they're now waiting for a House committee hearing as well. So things are looking pretty good in Missouri. We expect votes to be coming there, and we have some really good support in the state of Missouri. So that's really exciting. In addition to that, North Carolina had the resolution pass out of committee there on Wednesday after having a massive, massive rally. I think they had about 300 people show up in Raleigh, North Carolina. So they passed out of the committee in the House. It moves to the floor. They're still waiting the resolution to come up for a vote in the committee on the Senate side, but we're making some moves in North Carolina. In addition, also Oklahoma had a great week as well, because not only did they pass that, remove the sunset clause from their resolution, they also passed their non-COS legislation, which means that in Oklahoma, high school students, in order to graduate, they will have to pass the naturalization exam, or the same exam that immigrants have to take when they're becoming citizens of the United States, kind of like that law. I think that's awesome. So that was a great week for Oklahoma and a great week for the Carolinas. We also had almost a perfect week, but in Nebraska, we came up just a little short of passing our resolution there. So Nebraska, as you're aware, or as you may be aware, is a unicameral system. So in order for the resolution to be passed there, again, there's only one chamber, not 2 chambers like all of the other states. It would have to have 2/3 of the vote in that chamber for it to pass. That would have been 26 votes. Unfortunately, even though we were told going in that we had 26 yes votes from legislators, we ended up only getting 23. Believe it or not, 10 legislators did not vote at all on the resolution, which was very, very frustrating for our team. Wow. But we're not dead yet in Nebraska. we do have the option, or we may have the option of bringing it up for reconsideration. So our regional director, Dave Schneider, who oversees Nebraska, is working with some of the legislators to see if it can be brought up again. So Nebraska may still be in play this legislative session, which is exciting. And just yesterday, Michigan reintroduced our resolution with 25 sponsors. You may recall Michigan was actually pretty close to passing the resolution last year. Unfortunately, as we got near the end of session, a lot of the legislators came down with COVID, so they shut down the legislature early, and a lot of our sponsors termed out in Michigan, but we do now have 25 sponsors on the bill there, and it was refiled yesterday, so we're really excited about that. Other than that, I think that pretty much does it for an update. I hope you'll be able to join us next Wednesday night. We're going to have our next COS at Home webinar. It'll be featuring Steve Deace from The Blaze TV, and he's also the author of the great new book, Faucian Bargain. Personally speaking, I think that book should probably be required reading for Convention of States activists. I'll explain a little bit more why next week, but I hope you'll be able to join us again. That's 8 o'clock Eastern next Wednesday, Cinco de Mayo. Grab a margarita, sit down with me and Steve Deace. Look forward to seeing you then.
All right,
Other
Jonathan.
than that, Dale, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much. For the new people on our call tonight, I should have introduced Jonathan. Jonathan is our past states regional director. So we always try to have him on the call every month to give us kind of an update nationally from a national standpoint. So how's the baby duty going, Jonathan?
Well, she's still breathing and she has all of her limbs, so I think I'm doing well.
All right. Jonathan's wife is out of the house for a little while, so he's taking on baby duty. How old is the little one?
She'll be 17 months in a week and a half.
All right. All right. Lots of luck with that, Jonathan.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Okay, let's move on here. Bring up this next young man to talk about our region captains and district captains, and we've got a big announcement for you tonight. So, Gary, you want to first talk about the Mission Excellence program?
Yeah, we'll talk about that, Dale. Thanks for having me on, and thanks to all the folks who joined tonight. The Mission Excellence Plan kind of reflects the level of activity that we're engaging in throughout the state. My numbers show we're right around 39 district captains, and but only 13 people reported activity for the month of April. Despite that, we had a really strong month in terms of 118 points earned in the general and training category, 12 in legislative relationships, and over 300 in growing the grassroots. So what I would like to challenge those of you who didn't report any points this month is try to get onto that DC MEP and report your points. Everybody on this call tonight, and there are 29 folks, everybody can report that you attended a state call. That's 3 points under general and training. And I would encourage you to do so. It helps us keep track of, again, the level of activity. Every time you take a COSU class, complete one of those, that's good for 2 points under general and training. If you're on one of those national calls with Jonathan or the other training calls and so forth, 2 points for each one of those. And I know some people are competitive and just like to get a lot of points. And some people, maybe it's a chore to report it, but it does help us to keep track of the level of activity that we're engaging in. So that's good. And a couple of outstanding reports here. Obviously, Leanna with her town hall type meeting where she had over, I think, around 20 to 30 people there. I want to recognize, I call them the Jones sisters, Diane Jones and Jill Jones. Both had some strong reports for the month. And 2 region captains, Vicki Mooring and Larry Hudson, also had some good numbers for the month of April. reporting activity on the Mission Excellence tracking sheet. And now, Dale, if you want to switch slides, I'd like to go to that big announcement.
I just want to make a comment on this. We say the district captain job is one of the most important positions in Convention of States, and it is, because you're on the front lines, and therefore we expect you to do some things, and so that's the purpose of this tracking program, is to track what you're doing. So I would encourage you, especially you new district captains, to embrace this and you know, let us know what you're doing, because it's important that we know what you're doing, and it's important that you do what you're doing as district captains. So just wanted to make that one comment. So let's move on here. We got a big announcement here. So here it is, Gary.
Thanks, Dale. I want to announce that we have a new region captain come on board here in the state of Indiana, up in Region 1, and that's Dale Tipton. Dale joined fairly recently to Convention of States. He breezed through all of the training as fast as anybody ever has, I think, and has been very active in just training, building grassroots, being very active. And so we decided to promote him to the role of region captain. And so one of the things he's going to do, he's kind of far away from where I am, so it's hard for me to go up and recruit district captains in his area, but he's already working on recruiting new district captains up there. And Dale, if you're on, if you want to say a word or two, that'd be great.
Well, I guess just a word of thanks for the trust that you guys have placed in me in this short amount of time. It is wonderful to be involved with a group of people like you all that have common interest during a time when our country so badly needs it. And it's just a pleasure to serve. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Dale.
So that's that moves us one step closer to our goal of having 7 region captains here in Indiana.
That's right.
By the end of the year. And we're very close to that 40 district captains. The real test is having 40 active district captains. So, you know, having the title is great, but it's also important that, you know, the work gets done, building those legislative relationships, growing the grassroots, conducting activities to spread the word among all the people here in Indiana.
All right, Gary. We're going to try another welcome new district captains call. We've set May 20th as the date, and I think, if I'm correct, that's a Thursday. So we're gonna change the evening from a Wednesday evening call to a Thursday call. Maybe that will fit some schedules where we've had some conflicts before. This just want to let the new district captains know that this is one of your training activities, and that's to engage in a phone call with me as the state director. So since we've had so many come in, we decided to do some group Zoom calls instead of doing individual calls. So if you're a new district captain and you haven't attended one of these, we'll be sending out invites. So please try and plan on attending. It's just to kind of get to know each other and introduce yourself and get to see some faces of other new district captains. So that's coming up May 20th. All right. Anything else, Gary?
I think that covers everything I had, Dale. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Well, very quickly, I wanted to just show you some pictures. Here's Leanna and her meet and greet that she did in early April, and you kind of get an idea of the room and the number of people that were there, and so that was held at Walt's Other Pub in Lafayette, Indiana. So there's Leanna's activity, and then here's Jill Jones in Greenfield, Hancock County Library, and this is the one that I drove down to see Jill and do her meet and greet. So both ladies did a terrific job for us. Very, very proud of what you did. Very proud. Okay, Tim, I see you are on the call tonight. Anything you want to say about the prayer contact?
Yeah, I just want to say that for those of you who don't know this, every month we try to gather needs that anybody has for prayer. Somebody's sick, or you got a big event coming up, or any of these things that you see here. If you send them to me, I get them into the national prayer team, and the national prayer team prays for them. And they always ask me for them around the 25th or the 26th of the month. So sometimes this meeting is a day or two later than that because it's the fourth Wednesday. So you can send them to me anytime during any month, and I'll get them in to the national team the next time they ask me for it. So thank you, Dale.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Thank you.
Dale, do you mind if I jump in here for a moment?
Who is this?
It's Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
I have to jump off for another call, but I did want to take a minute, and I meant to do it during my portion there, and I forgot. I apologize, but I wanted to salute all of you. I did hear what Paul mentioned earlier, and he said that this has been the best legislative session for COS Indiana since you passed the resolution. And, you know, I've been on with Paul and working with him on getting, you know, those call to actions together and sent out with approval from our legal team. And I have to say, you guys have done just an amazing job. I salute Paul for his leadership on making sure everything was taken care of with that. But I know many of you were participating in those call to actions. Many of you went down to the Capitol and testified. So I just want to salute you guys for everything that you did this legislative session. Really terrific work. The fact that you were able to get those executive powers taken care of and then have the veto overridden by the legislature. I mean, that's just excellent, excellent work. So I wanted to salute you all and congratulate you on that. Just great work, and I can't wait to see what you guys have got in store next. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for the time tonight, Dale.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Thanks. Okay, let's wrap it up. And our next state call for May will be May 26th. So you want to put that on your calendar. And I want to go close this down so that we get a good look here. I noticed also that there's we got a few other new district captains that I wanted to take a chance or take an opportunity to recognize here. And we have another, well, okay. Michael Baugh, am I pronouncing your name correctly? You want to unmute yourself, Michael, and say hi to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to be with everybody. And sorry, I'm late tonight. I had something else going, and but I do appreciate having the chance to work with everybody on this. I think it's just a really, really important thing that we're doing. It is literally, I think, the last hope we have to save our republic from what's going on right now. And so it's good to be here. I have discovered my district and my representatives, although I'm a little bit confused on the senator and the rep. I'm in District 60, as I saw on your spreadsheet. But then when I look at the senator, it seems like it was another district or something. I'm not sure I quite understand that, but I know who they are. And I called today, or I emailed today for appointments with both of them so that I can get together and meet them and let them know I'm doing this, and kind of get their thoughts on it.
Excellent. Very, very good, Michael. That's one of your main duties as a district captain, is to make connection with those legislators, state legislators. Yep. Okay. Yep. Gary will get you straightened out on who your legislators are. Okay.
That's great.
Thank you, Michael. Welcome aboard. I don't know, Diane Jones, I don't know if we've given you any opportunity on a call like this. You wanted to say hi since you're on tonight? Not hearing you. Not hearing you, Diane. Not hearing you. You're sorry. We'll have to catch you another time. Sorry. I don't know why it shows you unmuted, but you're not coming through. Sorry. Larry Hartman, you want to say hi? You're muted, Larry.
Yeah, I grabbed the wrong mouse. No, I just want to let everybody know I've been working on duplicates. I've been working with Jerry Rowe. He's been answering my stupid questions, and I just do as much as I can every day. So okay. I'm just plugging away.
All right. Well, thanks, Larry. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, I want to go around the horn here and give some people that haven't said anything tonight a chance to say something. Patrick, you got anything you want to add? Need to unmute yourself.
Not really. It's just been a kind of peaceful night. I did a few, I think 76 in the follow-up tool tonight. So.
Okay. Actually, yeah. Patrick's another one of our new district captains. I should have mentioned that. Patrick was on the broadcast Monday evening, COS Indiana Live. He was my guest. And those of you those new district captains here tonight, I'll be catching up with you to come on the broadcast and spend some time with us and introduce yourself. So I try to get everybody on, and so I'll eventually get to you. So okay, all right. Thanks, Patrick. See if we got anybody else here. I don't see any other new district captains. So let's see here. Melba, you got anything you want to say tonight?
Yes, I do. So
You always do. So
no, I didn't last month.
Oh,
okay. Anyway, I'm making up for it. I read in the local newspaper, The Current here in Noblesville, that our mayor is going to be allowing a 4th of July celebration, which includes a parade. So So I want to find out if we can actually march in it. And I would love to have a banner and several of our leaders and volunteers be a part of it, to have a show for Convention of States. So I wanted to say that this evening in case anybody can help out and come, and also giving a heads up to Rick Lyon so he knows that I'm going to need some materials, and to Larry because he may have some banners that I can use. So I'll be calling to find out if we can actually participate in the parade, and I will let you guys know by the next meeting.
Yes, we can. And you might want to put Richard Loken on your list of people to talk to. He did a parade last year. So
right, but I need to contact our local people to let us know give us the permission.
Right. But
thank you.
That is, I'm glad you mentioned that. That is another activity that we can participate in. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Very good, Melba. Thank you.
We be able to throw candy at the parade? You know, walk in the parade and throw candy to everybody?
I'm sorry.
My experience with parades, some communities allow that, some don't. So it depends on the sponsors of the parade.
Dale, I didn't catch what he said.
He was asking if you were going to be able to throw candy
okay.
on the parade.
Okay.
You know, George, he's thinking candy, you know, that's just, all right. We won't go any further there. Okay, Lynn, Gary, Thomas, you got anything you want to say, Thomas?
Me?
Yeah, you're Thomas, right?
Absolutely nothing amazing to say.
What's that around your neck? Is that a brace?
This is part of my saddle, I believe I'm going to call it, because this is collar, and it looks like some saddle maker went into brace making.
Okay. How long are you going to have to wear that?
Hopefully not. Go back to the surgeon the 18th of May.
Well, good luck on that, my man. Good luck on that.
Hey, Dale.
Yeah.
During this meeting and stuff, Thomas has stepped up and he's taken on 3 new trainees as a mentor for him.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you. Tom, I might mention Thomas made an appearance at Jill Jones meet and greet. We had a live feed.
Yeah, thanks, Dale. This is Jill, and I apologize. I sent Thomas a note here in the chat, but I don't know if he got that. But thank you so much, Thomas, and I apologize, my region captain there. We did tune him in and had a little technical difficulty, but at least we could hear him. So thanks, Thomas.
All right, Jerry Rowe, you got anything you want to say?
I did, the pocket guide was on the wiki, but it was the 2018 version, so I finally updated it to the 2019 version. But I had a goal in mind for that, because I'm going to take the Q&A and the responses section and blow that out, that contain more answers in Q&A to use in testimony. I want to make sure I didn't miss it. Social media work and stuff like that. Make it bigger.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you. Larry Hudson, got anything you want to say?
Just welcome everybody that's come on board. The numbers are encouraging. Melba, I do have 2 or 3 banners. We can take a look at those if we do get permission to walk in the parade, and I'll be there.
All right. Thanks, Larry. How about Vicki Mooring? How you doing, Vicki?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you.
Good.
About the only thing I've got, if the district captains from Region 3 are on, to remind them about the meeting on Saturday. Other than that.
Is that another breakfast meeting?
Yeah, 10 o'clock brunch.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've got some new people, a lot of new volunteers and new district captains coming into my region. I'm trying to get them all onboarded, so more people.
Great. All right, Richard Logan, unmute yourself.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. Got anything you want to say, Richard?
Well,
welcome to all the new district captains. And you need to watch for what do we have upcoming? We have gun shows that should be coming out with the release of mask mandates. I know we're trying to get one here in June in Plymouth. And as far as the going in the parade, I'll throw candy at George. That's not a problem. But hey, if you guys get that parade and you get the dates finalized, let me know, and we'll try and get down there. And also, Ms. Rapini mentioned a book earlier about servant leadership, influencing others to get there by leading a transformational life. And I'm reading through that. It's pretty good. And also Mark Levin's book, American Marxism, is out for pre-order, which, you know, since he's kind of, you know, one of our main supporters and influencers through this, he keeps everyone well apprised. And keep on trucking, everybody getting through that stuff and trying to get everything to continue to grow. And welcome aboard to all the new district captains once again.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Richard. Thank you. All right, well, folks, I think that's it. Is there did I miss anyone as far as saying anything?
Well, I mean, I've already talked, Dale, but I had a couple more things to say. I just
now,
wanted to say
Leanna doesn't normally talk this much. I don't know what's gotten into her tonight.
I don't know. I haven't talked all the last couple days, I guess. But I don't know. I wanted to throw out with my meeting that I had found that the text blast tool was a bit more effective than the email blast. I actually had somebody, like I sent out the only downside is you can't put as much in it. So I had to or you can't type as long. It's kind of like a Twitter post where you only have so many characters. But then also one of my volunteers was like spreading by word of mouth. I think she got about half the people just by spreading or just by inviting in person. So I would just say, don't solely rely on the email blast tool when trying to invite people to events. That's the main thing I have to say.
All right, good. Thanks, Liam. Thank you. All right, folks. We did go over a bit time-wise tonight, so hope we didn't cause anyone to be late with anything. So anyway, that'll be it for tonight. Once again, thank you all for everything you're doing. We're having a great year. So many people coming into Convention Estates, and I believe it's truly people are realizing it is the solution as big as the problem, and I think it's going to continue. Thanks to our president, I'm quite sure this is going to continue. So I think we can look forward to really growing our state and our involvement and get to that 70,000 supporter mark. So once again, thank you all for everything you're doing. And with that, we'll say good night. Have a good night. Oh, yeah, Michael, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, it's going to be 20 years since 9/11 this year. There's going to be a lot of people getting together at a lot of different events. And if we could make a presence known at some of these events, we could probably bring a lot of people into the fold.
That's a good point. 20 years. Is that right? 20 years. That's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
And I've got some 9/11 lithographs. I did the writing. I had somebody do the art. I'd be willing to, give a stack of them hand signed to give away to people.
All right. You all remember where you were on 9/11?
Yeah.
When you got the news, it's still very clear.
I was about 40 foot up a tree taking it down.
Same with when John Kennedy was shot. Those are dates and times that just ingrained in your mind, aren't they? Okay.
Elvis.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. That's it. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks, everyone.